Good evening, everyone. I'm Marjorie Bedesos. So for tonight's presentation, I will be discussing about coordinate food and beverage. For this lesson, you will learn first the absence of effective communication, both internal as well as external communications, and second, the interdepartmental coordination and communication with food and beverage service and other departments. Food and beverage service communication, intra and interdepartmental relationships. So, no hotel can develop in the absence of effective communication, both internal as well as external communications. So, external communication, it includes the communications of hotel with external sources and offers that may be government agencies, post office, licensing authorities, foreign trade officers, income tax, transports, financial institutions, or etc. And for internal communication, it includes communication within the hotel itself. Example, transmitting information within the organization, its departments, sections, etc., and between the same chain. Internal communication can be formal, informal, or consensus. So when you say formal or official, this line of communication is used to transmit the official messages or information within or outside the organization. This communication flows along prescribed channels which the staff members wanting to communicate are obliged to follow. Formal channels can be horizontal or vertical. Horizontal communication or lateral communication is between workers and other workers, supervisors holding coffee break to discuss organizational problem. The horizontal communication is important for promoting understanding and coordination amongst various departments. Face-to-face exchange of views or telephonic conversation is very convenient for horizontal communication. The congenial atmosphere in which oral communication takes place allows freedom of expression. There is immediate feedback and all doubts and misunderstanding are sorted out. Vertical communication usually associated with formal structural relationship of the enterprise setups. Vertical communication can be in the upward or downward direction. Upward communication flows from bottom to top of a hierarchy. In this, the managers receive information continuously stemming from levels below them. Open door policy, suggestion complaint box, and counseling are the best methods to use. The limitation of this communication is that at times the employees may be unenthusiastic to express themselves and fear that their condemnation may be taken as sign of peculiar weakness and may be taken personally by the superior. And for the downward communication flow from top to bottom of hierarchy, in this the orders, instructions, guidelines, policy statements, job sheets, circulars, etc. are flow from top manager to concerned subordinates. It can be both verbal and written. The drawback of these types of communication are under or over communication, delay in action, resentment by a subordinate staff, and probable loss of information. So for the informal, with formal channels of communication, informal channels also exist in every organization. It does not arise out of organization needs but is an integral part of communication. It is characterized by the network of interpersonal relations among personnel, not formally, as people have tendency to cut across formal channels and communicate informally with different part of organization. So, ang the best example jud ani is ang rumor, mga haka-haka. So, rumors that are all time spreading in any organization follow of communication. In this form of communication, information passes quickly. In addition, the panorama to form a social group is high. The chances of incomplete and distorted information may be carried as people add their personal interpretation to the evidence. These data are fly-by-night and information is impulsive and ambiguous. So under the informal is the grapevine, and grapevine has four types: the single strand, gossip, probability, and cluster. Last, that under the internal communication is the consensus. It is an agreement in the judgment or opinion reached by a group as a whole. The advantage of this form of communication is that the decision is easy to accept, preserves harmony, avoids conflicts and splits, and the hindrances that are the rebellion is often hushed in the name of consensus. And now let's go on to the interdepartmental coordination and communication with food and beverage service and other departments. So the food and beverage service department is seen to possess a very vigorous intra and interdepartmental interactions in prospect of accomplishing works. This has also made the functioning of the organization very swift. Positive mutual aid and harmonization can be found in between the intra-departmental staffs, as they are willing to lend a helping hand during busy operation hours and favorably exchange their ideas and views with each other. So first is with the food and beverage production. It coordinates with kitchen department for the preparation of various food and beverage items as per the orders. The kitchen also coordinates with food and beverage service department regarding the functions, outdoor caterings, and promotional activities. Second is with housekeeping. It coordinates with housekeeping department regarding the cleanliness of the outlets, different food and beverage sections, and regarding the regular supply of staff uniforms and soil linens. The coordination of housekeeping department with the restaurants and banquet halls is mainly concerned with the provision of linen and uniforms. Coordinating between two departments becomes particularly necessary in the case of room service, so that friction does not arise over matters such as waiters not collecting trays from guest rooms or room service staff leaving soiled trays in the corridors or causing extra work through careless spills on the carpet. Third is with front office department. Communication between the food and beverage department and the front office is also essential. Some of this communication is conveyed by relaying messages and providing accurate information on transfers, which are forms used to communicate a charge to a guest account. The front office manager should work with the food and beverage director in developing standard operating procedures and methods to complete the transfer of charges. The supervisors in the food and beverage department rely on the predicted house count prepared by the front office manager to schedule employees and predict sales. For example, the restaurant supervisor working the breakfast shift will want to know how many guests will be in the hotel, so he or she can determine how many servers to schedule for breakfast service. Fourth one is the Human Resources Department. The Human Resources Management Department may rely on the food and beverage service staff to act as an initial point of contact for potential employees in all departments. It may even ask the food and beverage service to screen job candidates. If so, guidelines for the training and screening methods must be provided. So, for example, the guidelines may include concerns about personal hygiene, completion of an application, education requirements, experience, and citizenship status. This information will help the executives in the Human Resources Management Department interview potential job candidates. The purpose of this method of presentation is to help future professionals to develop a systematic way of continually improving communications. Fifth is the Security Department. It coordinates with Security Department to create a safer environment for the guests, hotel personnel, and the assets to control them properly. It coordinates with the engineering department for repairs, maintenance, and installation of various equipment and physical features required during operation hours and special functions. Sixth is the information system. It coordinates with information system department regarding the updating and installing of different electronic information system. Every personnel are provided with a password and access into the computer system of the hotel by the IS department. Similarly, the micros card are also issued to the food and beverage staffs, and the degree of accessibility is governed by the rank of the staffs. 7 is the stores. It coordinates with materials department for regular supply food, beverages, and essential stationaries of the outlet. Then 8 is the sales and marketing department. It coordinates with sales and marketing department for the sales of banquet halls, fixing the menu price, and providing provisions and service as per the banquet event order. Food and beverage personnel will do the necessary arrangement for the preparation and see to the guests' needs. Get clients to hold functions using hotel facilities in banquets. And lastly is the finance department. It coordinates with finance department for payment of salary and budget development. So that's all for tonight. Thank you and good night everyone.